Katata Tiago Bakali Gabadon 4-star safety rating. Nyata Tiago, Bachangan Galikawan Jongpi, Nyata Tiago, Nakabentaga Jinshangan Kolongi Jongpi, one Chaka Frank Motors Halat Korban Test Drive Menta.
The all-new Tiago. It's seriously fun.
0 hour, no supplementary, no clarification is allowed. So I move on to next item number 3. Sri Adelbert Nogrum, MLA, to raise a short duration discussion on the matter of charges of corruption by the state. The comment of Meghalaya made by the Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Union Minister. Sri Adelbert Nogrum, MLA, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to raise the oration discussion on the Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business on the matter of charges of corruption by the state government of Meghalaya, made by Humble Minister, Prime Minister and Honorable Union Home Minister. At the very outset, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to thank you for allowing me on the Rule 50 to raise discussion of short duration on a matter of public importance. The matter of discussion is very serious and relates to charges of corruption by the state government in Meghalaya that was made unambiguously by the Honorable Prime Minister of India during his visit on Tura on 24th February 2023, and by the Honorable Union Home Minister during his visit to Tura on 16th February 2023 and visit to Rangsapuna and Dalu on 17th February 2023. The charges leveled by the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister are available publicly on online video platforms, and print media has widely reported, not restricted to just local headlines, but making it to national news. Now, what the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Union Home Minister spoke was in Hindi. And so that all members of this August House can understand, I shall be paraphrasing relevant portion of the speech. To quote what the Prime Minister is heard speaking at Tura. This is the English translation. Meghalaya has received good allocation in budget. But today, when I hear people's conversation here, I feel very sad. People say that no money was spent. Neither roads were built, nor schools, colleges, nor hospitals were built. Then where did the money go? The youth here are saying employment opportunities have been closed. Where recruitment is made, there is corruption and there is nepotism. To quote what the Union Home Minister is heard speaking at Tura, this is the translation. The way that corruption is taking place in Meghalaya, such a scale is not seen anywhere else in entire India. In entire India. For the most corrupt state in the country, if a number had to be given, then with great regret I have to say that Meghalaya gets that ranking because of this government here of no good. Further, during the visit of the Union Home Minister to Dalu, he is heard saying, "You must be going to Assam," and you know what development is happening. Modi ji releases funds not only to Assam, but for state of Meghalaya as well. But in between, Meghalaya government comes in. What funds Modi ji releases that is intended to reach you, such as a road. This is what Sangmaji has blocked. The development project released by Modi ji don't reach you at all. During his visit to Rangsakuna, the Union Home Minister is heard saying, "I want to ask you, has drinking water reached your household? Has it reached? Modi ji, for this purpose, has released 24,000 crore rupees, but drinking water has not reached your household. Where has this money gone? Tell me, where has it gone? This money has been sacrificed to corruption." This statement was not made by me, Mr. Adelbert Naurum. This statement made by Honorable Union Home Minister. For those last words there, the Hindi phrase used by the Union Home Minister was Bhrashtachar ki bali. May I repeat again, Bhrashtachar ki bali. And I'm sharing this little information to reassure this August House that I have taken considerable care, in getting a correct literal translation to what was heard, spoken at Tura, at Rangsakuna, and at Dalu. Mr. Speaker, sir, the above narrated 4 instances where charges of corruption were leveled by no less than the Honorable Prime Minister of India and the Union Home Minister, are most shameful for the state of Meghalaya. The charges are direct and unambiguous and are nothing short of a damning report on the status of corruption by the state government in Meghalaya. As a citizen of the state, I ask myself, will the Prime Minister of the country and the Union Home Minister be so careless to publicly declare in front of not just the local population at Garo Hills, but with full national media coverage, that the state government in Meghalaya is most corrupt in entire India? Do you think person of their stature will speak without having knowledge, without having enough knowledge about what is really going on in the mismanagement of public funds released to the state by the central government? As a responsible member of the state legislature, I believe this matter is of urgent public importance and requires serious discussion in this August House, as also an appropriate reply from the ruling government. Now, I anticipate that the ruling bench will not keep silent today, but will invariably respond that the charges of corruption leveled by the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister are mere allegation during campaign favor at election time and have not been substantiated by concrete evidence. So in anticipation for such an answer from the ruling bench, there are just two things that I have to say. Number if the charges of corruption against the state government are untrue, then it requires that the government of the day give a strong and befitting response to the remarks of the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister. Even perhaps filing a case of defamation against the two national leaders because their public comments damages the reputation of our beloved state. Or B, if the government of the day will not give a befitting response to charges of corruption leveled by the Honorable Prime Minister on 24th February 2023 and the Honorable Union Home Minister on 16 and 17 February 2023, then the public of the state will understand that the allegations of corruption by the state government is sadly really true. We are here representing the voice of the people. Some may say voice of people are the very poor party, and it may also call or known as the very perfect party and very pure party. So before I end, Mr. Speaker, sir, to separate the chaff from the wheat, we are here representing the winnower. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I resume my seat. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm grateful to the Honourable Member, Shri Adelbert Nongrum, who has, through this short duration discussion, raised the important issue relating to charges of corruption by the state government in Meghalaya, made by Honourable Prime Minister and Honourable Union Home Minister of India during their visits to the state during February 2023. So during the last 5 years, the main focus of the government had been on improving human development, upliftment of primary sector, creation and improvement of infrastructure, entrepreneurship promotion, youth development, environmental protection, apart from ensuring transparent and corruption-free government through systematic initiatives and reforms. Enacting the right to public service legislation, which guarantees time-bound delivery of service coupled with initiatives like improving the coverage and scope of e-district services, introduction of EPOS machines in fair price shops, not only helped reduce corruption, but also increase the speed and quality of the services, being delivered to the people of our state. Meghalaya State Public Service Delivery Commission has been set up to ensure that the services are delivered as envisaged by the Act and to reduce any chance of corruption thereby. Initiatives in the areas of governance include MEG-EA, enterprise architecture, which harnesses the power of digital technology to improve not only public service delivery, but also the internal systems of governance. For instance, the e-proposal systems, which won the prestigious World Summit on the Information Society Award reduce the sanction timelines for all government schemes, ultimately benefiting all the citizens of the state. The state government had taken up several programs and initiatives to ensure overall development of the state. These include mission mode interventions in agriculture and allied sector, such as Lakadong Mission, Piggery Mission, Ginger Mission, renovation and upgradation of school buildings, setting up of integrated village cooperative societies. And in the health sector, the government had introduced and implemented the Meghalaya State Health Policy and the Mother Program. Initiatives like the Early Childhood Development Mission and CM Cares ensured that the human development needs and society and social security are handled in a comprehensive and systematic manner. Some of the important projects completed during the last 5 years include Shillong Information Technology Park Phase 1, Shillong International Center for Performing Arts, PA Sangma Football Stadium, Bakmara Water Supply Scheme, Greater Sora Water Supply Scheme, Shillong Interstate Bus Terminal, Courtyard by Marriott, and Vivanta. For improving connectivity, the government has taken steps to construct and upgrade many important and critical roads in the state. Government roads have been constructed in the state at the rate of 2 kilometers per day since 2018. Shillong Airport at Umroi has been made fully operational. Currently, the airport is catering to 10,000 passengers with 250 flights every month, connecting 9 cities. I would like to take this opportunity to clarify on some of the important points that were raised by the honorable members. Number one, sir, the construction of the Tura Medical College is in progress and the physical progress is 40%. For the Shillong Medical College, land measuring 50 acres has been allotted at the new Shillong Township. Number two, the number of functional household tap connections have increased from 4,550 to almost 3 lakh households in a span of 4 years. 100% tap connections were achieved in a total of 1,422 villages. This is a testimony to the speed and dedication with which Jal Jeevan Mission is being implemented in the state, despite the geographic and climatic conditions and challenges. The total amount sanctioned under JJM is 6,572 crores, of which only 2,054 crores has been released as central share till date, whereas the state share released so far is 228.23 crores. Under the PMGSY 1 and 2, 4,150 kilometers of roads and 75 bridges have been completed. The amount sanctioned is 3,034 crores, of which an amount of 2,492 crores has been utilized. And so, just to give an idea of how much work has happened in the PMGSY sector, that in the previous governments, between the year 2013 and 2018, total roads constructed was 700 kilometers. Whereas in the year 2018 to 2022, we constructed 2,453 kilometers of roads. Almost triple, 3 times more than what was done in the previous 5 years. The amount that was spent during that time was, in 2018 to 2022, was 1,758 crores compared to 2013 and 18, where only 500 crores was spent. So similarly in Jal Jeevan Mission, as you can see, that Meghalaya is maybe the only state in the country which has received 3 continuous bonuses, which means that the states which actually are able to complete the work, finish it on time, submit the utilization, are eligible to get bonus. Meghalaya is the only state in the country which has received bonus for 3 consecutive years. This is testimony of the fact that how the MDA government had performed in the previous 5 years, where Government of India itself had declared that Meghalaya is one of the best performing states when it comes to Jal Jeevan Mission in the country. It is Government of India that has also mentioned that Meghalaya is one of the best performing states when it comes to PMGSY implementation. And its testimony is clear with the numbers here that shows that we have constructed 3 times more roads than what was constructed in the previous 5 years of our government in between 2018 and 2022. So as per the periodic labor force survey of 2020-2021, the unemployment rate at the age of group of 15 to 59 for Meghalaya is 1.8%. So this is the periodic labor force survey, not done by us but at the national level. While the national figure stands at 4.6%. And many initiatives have been taken to ensure that employment is generated at the grassroots level, whether it is programs like Prime, where we are doing different entrepreneurship related programs, whether it's Focus, where we are helping different producer groups, whether it's Aspire, to ensure that we are able to improve the soft skill and the confidence level of our youth, whether it's the luxury tourism vehicles, whether it's the agri-response vehicle scheme, where we are going to increase the fleet of the 1917 from a mere 2025 numbers to over 200. And we intend to do this every year, so that in the matter of 5 years' time, we are able to cross at least 600-700 vehicles under the 1917 program. And similarly, even under the luxury tourism program, in the similar line, we plan to increase the number of vehicles there also, so that our youth of the state can directly get the benefits of all these different programs that are there. Under the PMEGP homestay and investment programs, more than 700 new homestays have been sanctioned and they are being constructed as we speak, and many more will be done in the days to come. These are all schemes that are being programmed and being implemented, keeping in mind the strength of our state, the areas where we have advantages in, and ensuring that how we could, with basic investment, we could uplift the overall, the delta as we call it. So the increase that we can have in the overall improvement of the services that we give at the grassroots level, so that the overall employment level goes up and more opportunities come for the people. These different areas are being addressed. We have, for the first time, an IT park in Meghalaya, where hundreds and thousands of our youth are already working out there. We have seen the kind of positive response that we have received from international companies who are running processes all the way from the US and from UK and other parts of the world, where our local boys and girls are today getting employment out here directly as well as indirectly. And we have been overbooked in this IT park, which has then pushed us to start the second phase. And I'm happy to inform the House that the construction of the second phase, where we expect to have another 5,000 seaters of call centers and different IT related projects, we should be able to see it complete within the next 2 years' time. So therefore, by the end of 2024, we are expecting that we should be able to complete the second phase of IT Park. And not only there will we stop, but we intend to further take it forward. And my target is that we should be able to cross at least 20,000 seats in the next 5 years, so that we are able to create the much needed employment and also focus on the strengths that our people have. And IT has always been an area, because of our language proficiency, that there's a huge scope that is there in terms of creation of employment. So in terms of centrally sponsored scheme, the government has been further enhancing the pace of development of the state by utilizing all the eligible centrally sponsored schemes and central sector schemes and seamlessly dovetailing them with the development needs to the state through effective convergence and collaboration. In instance where the funds released under centrally sponsored and central sector schemes cannot be utilized in the same financial year due to constraints like timing of release, adverse weather events, the funds were utilized in the immediate next financial year so that the benefits are delivered to the public at the earliest. Further, for the schemes that are critically important, the state government has been addressing the delay of release of funds from Government of India by creating corpus funds so that the works can progress without interruption. For instance, a corpus fund of 78 crores has been created for the implementation of the SSA scheme. So the fiscal deficit of the state is being managed in a pragmatic manner, balancing the development needs of the state and the fiscal discipline that we need to maintain. So the state government has responded to the once-in-a-century crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, by expanding the fiscal deficit in the year 2020-2021 to ensure that the lives and livelihoods are protected and to address the economic distress. It is worth noting that the government has ensured that the employees are paid on time during the lockdown despite the difficult financial conditions. Despite COVID-19 pandemic, the GSDP grew at a compounded annual rate of 6.75% from 2018-19 to 2022-23. The fact that the GSDP grew at a rate of 9.7% from 2020 to 2021 to 2020-23 bears testimony to the effectiveness of the government's fiscal policy during the pandemic. The fiscal deficit has come down from 2,603 crores in 2020-21 to 2,359 crores in 2021-22, and it is estimated to further reduce to 1,849 crores in 2022-2023. As a percentage of GSDP, the fiscal deficit reduced from 7.79% in 2020-21 to estimated 4.51% in 2022 and 2023. Sir, apart from these small points that we would like to clarify, the honorable members have raised a number of other issues that were raised during the elections, sir. And I have no comments to make about statements that were made during elections. We know that during elections, a lot of statements are given, a lot of speeches are given. The fact that today in this MDA2 government, we are working together with the Bharatiya Janata Party, and the fact that today, during the swearing-in program, the swearing-in ceremony of this government, the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Home Minister themselves have come to our state to witness for the first time in the history of the state the swearing-in program of the government speaks volume about their confidence in this government, sir. So I don't want to say much about that aspect. So regarding the Agni Pariksha that was mentioned by one of the senior leaders, Dr. Mukul Sangma, MLA from Songsak, the biggest Agni Pariksha was the 2023 general elections that we had. The fact that democratically people have voted for the different components and the different parties of the MDA government is the biggest Agni Pariksha that we can have. The fact that democratically people of the state have voted in favor of the MDA government is a reflection of the confidence that the people of the state have in this government. This is the biggest Agni Pariksha that we can have, sir. So therefore, I can understand that the honorable MLAs have got concerns. They have got points that they would like to make. They have made speeches in the election. Election is over now. Here we are, we have formed the new government. People have given their verdict. It is time that we now work together as a team. The opposition, the ruling, all the MLAs. I can understand that some part of the election fever is still to die off. And we will make, allegations and we will make statements against each other. But I appeal through you, sir, that election is now over. We said what we had to say during elections. Many statements were made. Many of our coalition partners also said a lot of things against us. We said against them. We said against the opposition. But that is how election is, sir. That's how we fight elections. But as responsible leaders now, people have given us the verdict. People now expect us to be responsible leaders. People expect us now to take the state forward. People have given their verdict that they have confidence in this MDA government. And hence, sir, we can continue these discussions. We can have different points. We can continue talking about the statements being made by certain leaders about the drinking water schemes that were there. But it is Government of India itself that has given us the certificates saying that Meghalaya is one of the best performing states in the country. So therefore, sir, we can keep arguing and counter-arguing these points. But as I said, that the verdict has been given. The Agni Pariksha, which was the democratically contested election of 2023, is over. It is now the duty of each and every member of this house to work in a responsible manner so that we are able to fulfill all the dreams and aspirations of these people and take our state forward as we had envisioned to make our state one of the best states in the country, in the top 10 states in the country. And that can only happen if we all work in a positive manner. Sir, I urge, maybe this is a good start to this session and to the entire term, that yes, we will have our differences. Yes, we may not agree on many things. It's sometimes okay to, to agree to disagree, as they call it. That's fine. But it should be done with a positive mindset. It should be done with a mindset to make things better. It's not always that I am right or you are right. You see, we cannot look at governance and we cannot look at people and legislation from the point of view of I am right or you are right. What is important is what is right for the people. And that is what should be the driving force behind every debate that we have. The driving force behind every decision that we make. And it is this mindset that I appeal to all the members of this house. This is the beginning, the first session that we are having. Let us act responsibly and ensure that we are able to make this house proud and also the people of the state proud and fulfill the responsibilities. Each one of us has been given responsibility in one way or the other by the people of our state. Let us work together to ensure that we are able to complete and fulfill those responsibilities and further take our state to greater heights. Sir, I do not want to prolong my speech. Many, as I said, points have been mentioned by the different members who are here. I have taken note of all the relevant issues. Honorable MLA from Songsak had mentioned about AT&C losses of 60%. I am not sure whether those are entirely correct numbers. It could be in a particular circle that there are certain areas which was there from past. It's not that it just suddenly jumps up. But on an average, I'm pretty sure that the numbers are not correct, but I will look into these numbers again and I will definitely get back to the House. We'll get opportunity during the governor's debate also to discuss about this issue and also in the budget debate. So on those areas, we'll be able to work out. Yeah. So I have to share with all of you that the AT&C losses for 2019-20 was at 35%. For 2020-2021, it is at 31%, which is lower from 35 to 31% in 2022. And then from 2022 to 2021 to 2022, it has further reduced to 30.8%. So we have seen that the AT&C losses have continuously been coming down, and this is because the overall efficiency is improving in MECL. There are big challenges. It's not very simple, but the number quoted by the honorable member from Songsak is not correct. He had mentioned AT&C losses of 60%. It is at 30% as of now. This is 2021-2022 data. And of course, as we move along, I'm sure the numbers he mentioned maybe for one or two circles. There are certain circles which have certain issues, some divisions, so those could be there, but on an average for the state as a whole, it is at 30.8%. So apart from that also, I have noted down all the different points made by the different members, and I'm sure that in the governor's debate, we will be able to take up much more broader issues, and I look forward to the productive and constructive discussions and debates that we'll have in the House. With these few words, sir, I once again thank the Honourable Member for giving me a chance to clarify on a number of things, and with these few words, sir, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. The mover of this short division may only seek one clarification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only one, not more than one. I hope everybody are satisfied with the reply made by Honorable Chief Minister. So this clearly indicated that what one of the honorable member of this August House used to mention, that we keep on following people every 5 years. So, sir, I would like to get one clarification from Honorable Chief Minister. Whether such stature, made such an allegation. So may I get a specific clarification whether all charges of corruption, whether it's untrue.
Sir, as I said, the statements that were made were during election, and I have no comments to give about an election speech that was there. So I have nothing to say about those aspects of what speeches were made during elections, sir. So we are talking about overall governance. I have laid down all the facts and figures and details about what we are doing and how we are doing it, and the way we are running this government, and I stand by that statement, sir.